Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right. I, excuse me, in the lab. I do what I do for you. Oh, I got something nice for you today. This is a Q&A. Heads up. Let's get to the lesson first before I get this whole party started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. The message and a story for life. I give life lessons. You tuning in and receiving them. I see they working out for you, obviously, because you keep tuning in. I'm going to keep on getting it to you. I appreciate you. Let's go. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinker's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, to get you information that you need to do just that. Know thyself. My job, my mission is to get all right thinkers to know themselves. So that's why I stay on my grind. That's my job. Let's go. And I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical because you should. If you're a right thinker, you would. If not, tune in. I can help you out with that. That's what I do for you. Help you to know you. Question, do you know you? These are 5 people. You let me know which one is you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. That you disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's you. If so, I appreciate you. Stay tuned. I got what you need. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you if that's you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. That's you. Avoid them. I do. And if that's you, I'm going to avoid you. A person who knows, but knows not that they know. It's a lot of that going on. It's okay. You're spiritually asleep. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know, wise, follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And to my yacht, be true. I was asked a question. As I was trying to answer it, it wasn't getting across. So let me answer the question now. So, listening, this is for you, my dude. The question is, why does Heru principle have to be mastered before moving on to other divinities? I try to explain to you, each divinity have to be mastered because that's a part of your character, is an aspect of yourself, and to master that aspect will help you master thyself. So that's the concept. Now, let me give you a lesson. That's the question. You see right here, see that person right there? 2 heads. One is Heru, other one is Set. Okay. The question was, is there 2 people? Are we 2 people? Half the body is just stop. It's all about the personality complex. That's what they're gonna try to teach you about right now, since they're not spiritual. This is physics. This is physics, metaphysics, but this is proof of there's 2 people inside of us. Watch. One up and one down. Ego higher. Let's go. So, to answer your question, yes, the Heru principle have to be mastered. Why? Because Heru is the neophyte aspirant moving toward mature aspiration. That's why they show you Heru is the final product, the Heru elder. No, you're the baby. You're the offspring of Asar and Aset. You're the new baby in town, but you have everything you need to be your best self. So you're equipped to do what you need to do. All you got to do is do it. Watch this. Now, if you don't have aspirations, how are you going to move on to discovering what the other divinities mean or who you really are? Okay, let's start with the goddess Nut is one that brings, oh, that's a little hot for me. Oh, okay, the light's coming on. The goddess Nut is the one that brings you up to her. That's heaven. Dr. Ben used to make a joke about heaven in between a black woman's legs. That was telling me Newt is opening you up to come back home where you come from. We come from there, we go back to there. Conceptually, metaphysically. mythologically, excuse me. Now, she's the one that brings you back to her. Why? She raises up who? Asar, her first son, firstborn. She does not raise up Set, her thirdborn. I'll give you that as we go. But if you got one son that you're going to raise up, the other one you don't, let's find out why. She does not raise up Set. And so what? One must be able to master how to be what? A righteous aspirant, aka right thinker, and how to practice and learn the teachings. Otherwise, what happened? One's aspiration and knowledge of self would be what? Thwarted. And even one's very desire to study the teachings of right thinking philosophy will also be throttled. If you're not sincere, if this ain't what you want to do, it ain't gonna work for you. It's a waste of your time. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Watch this. Why? Because this is what Heru represents. The better you, the best you can be. That's why I say I'm preparing for greatness, to be my best self, to bring out the Heru in me. That's what the goal is as right thinkers. Know thyself, know that you are Heru, son of God. Sound familiar? Let's go. Now, one's very inkling to studying the teachings. Also, if the desire for spiritual enlightenment is tainted with what? Set. That's the ego. Even if this person displays what? Great devotion, sincere, what they want to do, or they have good works, even doing good stuff. Watch this. That will be what? Contaminated with what? You ready? Egoism. So that what? Spiritual practice of that person will be ultimately what? Blocked, because they will be prevented from moving higher. The desire for what? Self-mastery in a person to become enlightened is Heru conscious, spelled Conscience. That means it's a proven science, not spiritual, in that person. You realize who you are, aka knowing thyself, you will realize you become Heru conscious. Sounds familiar? God conscious. Playing words, but this is the lesson I'm trying to teach you. But if you what? If you pursue Heru in what? The wrong, ignorant fashion, faking it, BSing it, watch this. You will be like those ignorant aspirants, non-right thinkers who what? Come to the lectures, check the channel out, and what? Start dictating to the teacher what the teacher is supposed to say or to do. When I was giving my classes in Patterson, I had a lot of that in the beginning. Everybody want to tell me, no, you come here to learn. That's why I did the lesson. I'm a teacher, not a debater. If I'm teaching, you should be learning. I'm not here to debate with you about what I'm teaching you. Sorry. They will start what? Talking instead of what? Listening. Again, interrupting the class to give their nonsensical opinions and what they believe I have no use for. But I try to be nice and respectful and let them know that's not what this is about. Stop bringing Christianity into ancient concepts. Why? It didn't exist, so there's no use for that. So I'm giving you ancient Egyptian concepts, not your Christian belief system that you stuck with right now. Oh, they say this, they say that. Don't care. When you start dictating how you want to do and you're doing more talking and listen, you got to go. That's why I do this. I ain't got to worry about that. You can text what you want. I deal with that, but interrupting my lessons ain't happening. Because why? They have read some things, again, the Bible, that book that they love, and they think that, again, they think they know what the teachings is all about and don't really have a clue. They selectively, here you go, selectively follow the teachings what that they agree with. I told you about that. My followers, you got some right thinkers who pick out what they like, well, but they like that. So that's what they talk about. We all do it. It's a normal thing. Okay, but watch this. But the teachers they agree with, or that they go along with, their egoistic desires or their intellectual convictions, and that pride and aspect of egoism will what? Keep them from what? Becoming humble enough to open up to real learning. I'm just here to teach. I ain't here to do nothing else. Debate, art, no, none of that. Just teach. If you come here, you should come here to learn. Why? Because that's what I'm here to do, teach. But also, let's go. Also, aspirants are right thinkers. Master right thinkers are becoming Heru. Now, in the lower aspect, however, watch this, that people who have not been awakened, but think they are, you know about them, have not been awakened what spiritually. So you're spiritually ignorant. Some things you don't know. So okay. They are not even what at the level of Heru. Egotistical people ain't raised their level to know it. They right where they are on that same third beastly nature, living and doing what they want to do and what makes them happy physically. They're not mentally, spiritual, it's all mental. Watch this. They are like, watch this, blind people or animals walking the face of the earth, hence beastly nature. If all you want to do is have your sexual perversions, and the more money you get, the more perversion you get, the more people you get to partake in that, that's not good for nobody. But that's what y'all do, and y'all those who participate in that, that's on you. Moving on. But watch this. Y'all are like animals walking the face of earth, hence beastly nature. Watch this. Living their lives on the basis of instinct, just like an animal. And more important, ignorant. That's a human person acting like an animal because he's ignorant of himself. And that thwarts what? Their intellectual capacities and ability to follow what? Truth. They rather believe a lie than learn the truth and follow it. Watch this. Even when it states, excuse me, even when it stares them in the face. You could give a diehard, ignorant believer all the proof, which we're doing for years, for centuries now, 2,000 years. We've been proving that nonsense ain't what it says, but y'all still love it. No problem with that. But just don't mess with me because I'm not doing it. I'm not the bad guy. I just got some sense and understanding of something else. That's all. I ain't saying better. I'm just saying something else because they're all supposed to get you to be your best self. I respect that, but I do what I do my way. You do what you do your way. Let's go. Now, here, watch this. Here we will gain what more insight into the number three. The three aspect of Nikaka, the flare, are the areas of what? To be controlled with the what? Self-mastery of the physical, the astral, and casual. Your conscious, your subconscious, and the unconscious aspects of you, corresponding to what? The Ta, which is the earth, the Pet, which is heaven, and the Dua, which is the netherworld. Again, three levels, three concepts. The true and self, we've been going through that for a while. But they asked about, is it two people in me? Yeah, I'm about to make that point clear. We're getting to that now. Sorry about that, but trying to answer the question, but also teach at the same time. See, put it into a lesson. Now, you got all three realms, respectively. After, excuse me, another aspect that is represented here is what? Is that there are three basic modes of consciousness as it manifests in what? Here, life on earth. One is the what? Distinctive level, the lowest level. You react to anything you just do. Okay, that's the first level. Is the next level, the ones of intellectual level. And the third level is what? The intuitional level. First level, instinct. Next level, intellect. You learn knowledge, become knowledgeable of yourself, aka God, your higher self. And then you use your intuitional knowledge, which is already inside you. That's a set. Those are aspects that you can know about of your character, and you understand what they mean. If you don't have a clue about that, I don't know what you're talking about three aspects, talking about two people, he all crazy. See, you're talking, you're not listening. So moving on, I'm teaching. If you are watch this, if you are operating, listen, on your instinctive level, and most of us do, lower beastly nature, you are no better than what? An animal. And people are called what? Animals, as we discussed previously. Watch this. When you act a certain way, when you act a certain way, that means you're doing something. They call you in accordance to what the way you are acting. Christians act like Christians. Muslims act like Muslims. Jews act like Jews. Criminals act like criminals. Good people, they all understand that's what the function of the person is all about the action. So moving on. If you are lustful man, they call you a wolf. If you're a heavy investor on Wall Street, they'll call you a bull. These are all concepts that you are exhibiting, so they're going to put it in perspective. The same way with the zoomorphic and anthropomorphic forms of the Egyptians, they used the head to indicate that animal's gift. The falcon head only ruled by three people: Ra, Heru, and Osiris when he goes into the afterlife. Nobody else get to wear the headdress of the falcon. You just can't put on, say, I'm a falcon. No, don't work that way. So it's all about having a concept and understanding. Now let's move on down here. I'm going to show you something. I hope you can see this. You see the touchdown hands right there? That's called the ka. Okay? When you see the referee, when you get the end zone, the referee signifies what? Touchdown. Your your body, the other part of your body, I gave you the non-aspect of the body. Ka is part of that. When the ka gets released, when the body dies, the ka gets released from its prison, which is inside you. Another lesson, but that's the concept right there. So now let's talk about that right quick. And now consider that what? Your ka, which is in you. When you are caught up by the lower nature, watch this. The egoism upset when you are controlled by your animal nature. That's why he's an animal. Your ka, your astral desire body. The word ka is what? Phonetically a pun on the ancient Egyptian word of bull. Okay, you. It starts to take what shape of the animal that are mentally embodied at that time. The body has memory. So the memory say, you're a bull. The body ain't gonna transform into a bull, okay, conceptually, but they saying that to give the concept and understand it. So if you understand what the bull means, then you get the concept. You ain't gonna be a bull physically. So that you are emulating. Watch this. This is why Set has an animal head. He's not human, okay? He does not even have an anthropomorphic aspect like Haru. Heru has his own head, and he also has the falcon head. Watch this. That is why it's important for you to what? Act like what? Your higher divinity. Heru. That's you. If you are acting like a wolf, change that. You act like an a-hole. Simple as that. Let's call it what it is. And most people in the power position act like a-holes, not wolves. Okay. Watch. You are what? Your car, which will happen, takes on the form of the wolf, aka a-hole. Same thing. And as you know, your ka is what? What which gives rise to what? Your ka, which is your physical body, or your physical body, again, just let you know. If the ka was powerful enough, watch this, it would transform the physical body into the wolf. In other words, if it had the power to do that, it would do that, but it don't. So it can't. And watch this. This should not be strange to you. Consider that what? There is a joke. Watch this. That people who have pets start to look like their pets. For example, they go to the bulldog, don't look like a bulldog. The poodle. Yeah, we get all that. Okay. Would you look like a poodle? Would you like to be a poodle or a set? Okay. Would you like to be walking on higher ground or in the curb with somebody scooping up your droppings as an animal? And that is if you are lucky. Now, animal poop, they trying to say, what the what? I do that, he pick it up. So animals freaking out, I'm sure. All right. Now, and you have what? Somebody to take care of you properly. And that's not the way that most animals are treated in the world as possessions, slaves, the sources of food, etc. We just really abuse them. Next one, watch this. Now we're going to talk about the two-headed person right here. You see, they say, devil, get behind me. Haru is the body. The appendage that comes off is Set. That's your ego. It's an extension of the body. So it's going to be there. Watch this. They say the devil busy. Yeah, trust me. That's your ego self. Let me get into this right quick. It says here, Haru Set is what? Two personalities in one. There's your answer to that question. Is it two people? I'm about to explain it to you now. This is for you. You got the composite divinity, Heru and Set, in one personality. Hence the two heads on one body. From neck down, same thing. Control. The question is, which one's controlling it? Your higher self or your lower self? And a lot of us rely on the lower self because it's easy, it's instinctive, and if it's working for you, no sense in getting better. Some people don't. So now, as explained earlier, as an ordinary worldly human being, your soul, listen, your entity, eternity, immortality, has made it with who? Nesbet. That means a saw and Nesbet got together and created the human. And watch this. Your worldly desires and mortality comes together. In a sense, you have taken on the role of who? Set. The divinity who what represents egoism. So you have awareness of yourself within the context of what? Mortality. I am me. I know who I am. Yeah, okay, watch this. You you had the context of what? Mortality and worldly desires. Here on earth, you use your five senses to identify yourself. You think you are in the flesh. That's flesh. No, it's the spirit that's in you. And it's the consciousness that was given to you to use to understand that. That's human beings. Excuse me. But when you caught up in ignorance and the desires of the world, watch this, and not as a immortal and infinite being, you think you're human. I say we are spiritual beings having the human experience because the human experience is going to end. The spiritual part don't. The scripture, watch this, also demonstrates that what? This combination of the Heru in you and the Set also in you is the source of what? Conflict that must be resolved. I call it the holy war. Higher against lower. The good guy should always win. Now the bad guy get more and more powerful, where it's looking more like the bad guy's starting to win the war, and that's not good. We're so materialistic, we're so money hungry, we're so greedy for just having things and our selfish pleasures that we are not good people. And he ain't liking it. When he get tired, you know what he do? Y'all Christians taught him in Gomorrah. Just did the lesson in church. Yeah. When he get tired, it's a problem. Why? He done been tired a few times. He see what we doing. When he get tired, he sent his daughter to do it. He'll send somebody else. I'm just saying, that's the concept. Let's move on. Now, this is the good part right here. Now, the composite image of Heru and Set is called Herphy, Herfy, or it means two personalities. It illustrates, watch this, in a iconographic way that Heru is afflicted with what? An alter personality. Come on. That's the ego self who wants to do, okay? He must what? Do battle the holy war within yourself. It's a war, good, evil. Who's going to win? You the deciding factor. Watch this. So with that personality, in order to separate himself from it, to throw off what? The unrighteousness of your personality, which is your egoism self, and put on the Heru, which is what? Righteousness, goodness, virtue. Watch this. He, of course, attains ultimate victory in the form of who? Ujat, which is the sun disc with two wings on it. Okay? I ain't got the picture of that one on here, but yeah, that's who Heru represents. That he can transform, and that's what his ultimate form is. And that's how he wins the fight over his what? Lower self. He got to really go to his best to take care of his lower self. Watch this, because that ain't no joke. But watch this. But the journey of what? Every self-discovery is what? A struggle. That's the part that we tell you about the dark side, the black night. You got to go through some things to prove your mettle within yourself, not in out here, inside here. And the struggle for what? Control of the personality is a lengthy and arduous one. I like that word, arduous. Arduous means hard, not easy. And some people, they see two roads, arduous, easy. Okay, that's the word. The arduous road is the road less traveled. But those who travel that road, the rewards is so great. Trust me on that one. And watch this. The lengthy road is a lengthy and arduous one. And what? It's requiring what? Much patience and repeated effort. Consistency. I've been doing this now going on 5 years. Every day, 7 minutes a day. That's consistent. Okay, that's what it's all about. Now, set, watch this, is like an appendage, a popular term monkey on the back. That's where that comes from. You carrying out something, if you don't take care of it, it's what? Gonna grow. Start out as the monkey. It ends up what? The gorilla, conceptually. Watch this. And the monkey in the back. And that would be what? That would not be an inappropriate reference. Why? It makes sense. Even though, watch this, Set, listen, Set is an illusionary divinity. He has great power of generation. That is what? The power to generate entanglements, which is your sexual desires and your unrighteousness, etc. All the negative things, he'll make that happen for you. Don't the devil give you whatever you want on that level? That's your own ego serving yourself. That's what I keep telling you. It ain't no devil, that's you. Watch this. Now, all this negative stuff will lead what? A person to much what? Expenditure of time doing what? Pursuing futile opportunities for happiness. Chasing the dragon, I call it. Because you're never going to catch it. Watch this. Chasing happiness and thereby eventually what? Leading to what? Frustration and suffering. You can't reach your goal. You can't obtain the stuff that you dream, all that stuff. Why? Because you ain't doing what you need to do for yourself. And you're the ones hurting yourself. Again, self-destruction. You sabotaging your own self when you are egoistic. That's what they're trying to tell you. So watch this. Set has the power. Watch this. Set has what? Set has that power. Why? Because the deluded soul has given that power to him. You not knowing yourself, you giving yourself to your ego self. I'm loving this. I hope you're getting this. And you had the power in him to what? Believing in him. That is believing in what? Egoistic things and indulging and feeding the sexual desires of the ego over a period of what? Lifetime. Why? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't fulfill his obligation. So he came back. He didn't, but the spirit did. That was in him. The spirit kept going. His body's in the ground, deteriorate, whatever. But the memory of him still lingers on with me, so we keep him alive. But him, party's over. Moving on. Set, watch this, is to be overcome. Set is to be overcome. How? Through Maya. Bam. Choice, decision making, good ones, righteous ones, the ones that's going to get you blessed and not the karma visit. Watch this. Maya, virtue, and through what? Sabat, which is having a spiritual philosophy instructor. Teaching, educating what? The wisdom philosophy of who? Set. I call it right thing philosophy, but yeah, it's all about Maya philosophy, and we learn in each aspect of your character till you master. Right now, we're dealing with Heru. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And as long as Set, you have to conquer him. Why? Long as Set remain as an independent aspect of your character, outside of the control of your conscious, of that personality, of yourself, Heru, or the aspirant promoting desires based on what? Ignorance of the higher self, there will be constant conflict. Heru and Set is going to constantly go at it until what? Find out. Those desires will thwart your spiritual progress, keep you from getting spiritual enlightenment. And watch this. They will be confusion and failure in controlling over yourself. Why? Set has great power and harnessed and put to the task of what? Spiritual practice. Once you put him into control, watch this, watch this. This is strongly symbolized in a specific iconographs, the one of Set with fighting against the true serpent of chaos on the behalf of who? Ra. Watch this. And the papyrus of the Sma symbol. See below, I'm going to show you that in a minute. In that trying, watch this. In that tying, there is no longer disorder. When they got another sign here where y'all tying together, Heru and Set come together, make an agreement, and they tying up an agreement between the higher and lower self. Watch this. But now, this is the picture. See that boat? You see that serpent? That's not water. That's the serpent. It's called Apophis. He's Ra's nemesis. Everybody has an opposite. And our pep got one job, to stop Ra from shining. So they do battle on a regular basis. They've been doing this since it started. That's the holy, what do you call it, the holy war, the whatever war, night and day, light and dark, ignorance, knowledge. That's been going, it's never gonna stop. Why? Because either one gonna win. They got to keep going. Why? Ain't nobody gonna win. Let's go. Let me explain this to you right quick. So now, here we go. You got here, there is separation from what? Set and Neftet. And the capacity to what? Move upward and forward on the spiritual journey towards a Sar, a Set, and beyond. But you have to conquer the ego. That's the first step on the ring of that tree of life that's going to take you higher. If you don't have the ego, you go nowhere. That's what they're trying to tell you. So you see, on that boat, you got Set with the spear fighting off Apophis. But behind him, you have Ra sitting on his throne, hypnotized. You got Heru, his son, hypnotized. And you even got Tahuti, hypnotized, scared to death. See, fear makes you, paralyze you. You can't move. So they fight. They can't move. Set is still fighting. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You got to understand that fight that's in you, that dog that's in you, he ain't going to give up. Okay, that's a good thing to have it, but to have it under control. Every pet should be controlled. Every child should be disciplined. Simple as that. Moving on, let me wrap this up. Now you got Heru and Set tying the knot of higher and lower self. That's what this signifies. See the papyrus? Okay. You got the papyrus in lower Egypt, and you got the lotus in upper Egypt. So they tie together, they coming together. Two becoming one, harmony, one person. Hello. Now you got Sema Heru Set. That's what it means. The image above is what? A rendition of the concept of what? Reuniting of who? Heru and Set. You demonstrating what? Peace between the two adversaries. Okay? The adversaries. The only way you can make peace is conquer Set. He don't give in. You got to get him. Okay, so watch this. Now the divinities representing virtue, which is Heru, and vice, negative, which is Set. Actually what? Make peace, and in so doing, a format of Sema, which is what? Union. They tie the lotus and the papyrus plants, the upper Egypt, lower Egypt, higher and lower self. Again, they're coming together. Harmony is two things coming together on one accord. Watch this. Now, in the same manner, the aspirant right thinker who wants to what? Overcome his lower self, the vices of Set, needs to what? Engender a movement toward what? Virtue, righteousness. This will allow what? Your personality to be what? Purified. And the lower nature is then what? Subdued. When you're doing right, you can put your lower self in check. And then watch this. And then the true essential being, Heru, will emerge, shining brightly to what? Illuminate the individual and make him shine. And all will come into contact with him or her. This tying of the knot is also a form of what? Hotep. H-E-T-E-P. I spell it that way. You can spell it H-O-T-E-P. It means the same. What's that? The uniting of two opposite aspects into a unitary whole. In the special iconograph of Heru and Set presented earlier, the two personalities are what? Presented as the head of Heru and the Set in what? The same body of who? Heru. So the body is spiritually Heru. Got it? The conscious, your higher self is Heru. That's you. You just have to make the lower nature understand that. Knowing thyself would do that. Watch this. And wrapping it up, again, I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope I got my point across. This is to realize that what? Set is not external entity, but rather an outgrowth of your own personality, and he is an appendage created by who? Your own egoism that we must control and master. That's what right thinking philosophy is all about. That's what right thinkers should go for. Trust me. Start with being your best self, mastering self, and the ego self. That's the lesson. I'm out.